Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you Game 2 in a best of 3 series between MYM's Xlord and Mousesports' Strelok here on Terminus Ray. We have Xlord spawning as the blue the blue Zerg player. What am I thinking? Meanwhile, we have Mouse Strelok spawning here as the red Terran. Terran versus Zerg. I would be extremely surprised if they even tried to change any of their particular particular races as this game now takes place. This map, pretty well known now in outside the Blizzard map pool. If you are curious, there are no backdoor rocks leading to this third expansion, and this is the Rich Vespian Geyser, and making this a true 3/4 expansion. If you didn't know, there's only 6 mineral patches, and the Rich Vespian Geyser gives you a little bit more gas per trip, but still has the same amount remaining as these refineries or these geysers, so this just depletes even more quickly. Overlord now making its way out as a command center down over here, just continuing to build up and train up more and more SCVs. We should be getting a barrack sometime soon. And interesting enough, Strelok did not try to go for a front door seal here. So we'll see what Strelok tries to go for then. Normally, if you do not do a front door seal, you try to get a lot more units early on. And this is just very interesting that we do not see any buildings coming out from Strelok first. So Strelok going for a command center first, that would be an absolutely strange maneuver, especially as he has not even scouted out his opponent. And yes, it is going to be a command center first. This drone absolutely puzzled. And yeah, Xlord patrolling in between on a mineral patch against a Zerg player to try to block it. Doesn't work out as well against a Zerg player just because, you know, you can build it a little bit further away and then lift back up. Strelok now finally building this barracks over here. The SCV getting in some damage onto that, or taking some damage from that drone there. 2 SCVs now coming over. 2 SCVs now, 1 SCV trying to repair. The other SCV, he did get a little bit repaired now, and now going after the drone. So it is going to be a very early barracks now, as both players just going to be macroing up pretty easily. Xlord, knowing that there's not going to be any early aggression from his opponent, still deciding to go for an extractor. He may be trying to go for roaches based upon the timing on this extractor, and we'll see what comes about this here. So should be transferring in 3 drones in just a moment as the SCV chases after this drone here, and this game continues. Command center about to be completed. We have the front door now being placed down as well. Another supply depot coming into play, and the drone realizes that it needs to escape as the Marine will be out and will be able to shoo it away. Strelok perhaps waiting for an orbital command, and give me 1 moment. Alright, I'm back. Yeah. Moment in time, power of technology. Anyway, Strelok now is still wandering around the map, still doesn't know where his opponent has spawned, so it's going to take quite some time. Actually, no, he is now going to run straight into the base and will realize that it is going to be a close spawn. You can see Xlord currently just with a lot of drones being able to, or just continue to power drone, and knowing that he doesn't really need to make that many Zerglings just quite yet. We now see also Strelok opening up and getting a reactor as well. So Strelok may be going into those reactor Hellions that was so effective in Game 1. He waited until he had 9 Blue Flame Hellions, and those Blue Flame Hellions able to just torch so many units so quickly. And unless Xlord does attack into roaches, he's going to find himself really much very far behind. There is some spine crawlers now being built on the front door, but because of the placement of this particular creep tumor, he's not going to be able to do a complete seal off. I don't think, actually no, creep tumors, they are burrowed, so you are able to, you are able to just simply walk over them. My mistake there. Anyways, Overlord's getting in position, making sure that drops are nowhere near the future or nowhere within the realm of possibility, as you never ever want to get dropped by a Terran player. Terran players, those very highly mobile infantry, just able to deal a lot of damage just for their food size if they're unchallenged, similar to Zerglings in a base. Hellions now doubly trained off of that reactor here, and as more and more Hellions make their way out, simply already being rallied straight into his opponent's base. So that is pretty interesting, as 1 Hellion, 2 Hellions now make their way out, and now some damage already being dealt to those Zerglings. And now a final shot going to take down those 2 Zerglings there. So 2 Hellions now perhaps going to poke their head on the front door and see that there are going to be 2 Spine Crawlers and 2 Queens to stop them. An Evolution Chamber, that 3rd building in order to complete that semi-wall off as those Hellions not wanting to really press it there. That Spine Crawler is now completed, able to lend a tentacle to the cause and not fall too far behind. So currently we are going into the Hellions, but the Hellions is simply a transition into Banshees. So this is definitely going to be an issue as Xlord, oh, there you go, now doing another scout sweep, trying to clean up the rest of these creep tumors here. Clean up even more creep tumors. Is he going to be able to get that high one? Yes, he is also going to be able to shoot up that high one, but is oh, there he goes. Finally shoot up another high one there, and he is using a lot of energy on just to clean up those creep tumors. That is semi-questionable, but if you really want to make sure that your opponent doesn't get sight advantage, that is definitely going to help, as now the Banshee now trying to come in around the back, and with the cloaking research nearly completed, the Evolution Chamber is down, so a Spore Colony could be coming in anytime soon. But that is going to be very difficult to try to handle that Banshee, especially if there are no Hydralisks in play. There is going to be a Spire, so that Spire definitely going to be helping out in just a moment as the Banshee now flies straight in, quickly cloaking. 2 shots. You can see him microwing onto those drones. 3 drones already down, looking to get more. Oh, that 1 drone dodging the missiles, morphing into a Spore Colony just in time there, as that Banshee now trying to get up even more kills as possible. It looks like he will be able to get another drone kill there and get even more down. So another shot, 2 shots there, continuing to put a lot of that pressure just with 1 Banshee. The Banshee already worth its weight so far, as he has 8 kills, racking up to 400 resources for that Banshee that only cost 250. The Banshee now being very, very careful to try to stay away. He wants to get that one drone kill though, but was unable to, and now the Banshee out of energy will be forced to pull back as a fresh Banshee now comes in from the south. That Spore Colony is there simply more for detection than anything else, as the detection as the Queens are decent anti-air against a Banshee. And now there you go, taking some damage already, trying to battle it toe-to-toe. I believe Strelok needs to pull away with that Banshee. He cannot follow it up and lose such an expensive unit without dealing some sort of damage. The Spore Crawler does have a range of 7, so... and the Banshee is flying around. He does not see the Spire though, so without seeing the Spire, he is going to definitely have a trouble, as we are now going into a lot more Marines and tanks. So going back into Marine tank, you can see the Siege tanks already coming into play. Siege tech for Marines being trained. The Banshee is now simply looking around the map, making sure that another expansion was not yet taken. Hellion still sitting on the front door, a 400 mineral army at the front door, just simply waiting to see what will be coming out. And we are getting a Nidus network. So the Nidus network being placed down here. Yes, the Nidus network being placed down here, and with perhaps... where could he actually place that Nidus worm? Perhaps placing a Nidus worm here. He'll be able to swarm in a lot of units really, really quickly. Mutalisk now trying to come in, trying to deal some damage as well. There's that chain damage now coming in and just dealing a lot of damage across some of those SCVs. Mutalisk being very, very careful, trying to not take that much damage, trying to make sure that they're out of the range of that missile turret. Missile turret more than doubles the range of those units, as 1 gas will get taken down. SCV is trying to come over to repair, but as it comes over to repair, a lot of SCVs were taken down as well. Total worker kills 9 versus 6, so still about even, 47 compared to 52 SCVs, but the drone count is really what's... Sorry, not the drone count. Those harvesters, those mules are really what's going to change everything up. Strelok now pushing forward with those siege tanks. 3 siege tanks just outside of combat range from those spine crawlers. I believe some of those siege tanks will be forced to unsiege, as the armies and the Banshees simply making their way out once more army-wise. The Terran army much, much larger mineral-wise, but not in terms of gas. So the armies are about or close to even, about a 700 resource difference between these two, as the Mutalisks look to perhaps get some damage. There is 1 cloaked Banshee now coming in, and the cloaked Banshee going to perhaps soften up. No, not going to soften up. Go after Banelings. So yeah, very careful to go after those very expensive Banelings, and that is a very nice call there to use a Banshee to shoot down 2 Banelings. Banelings cost 75 resources each, so 150 there, just getting cleaned up very, very quickly. Banelings now simply trying to roll in, but unable to do so as a queen now being forced to retreat as well. There are a couple of spying crawlers getting more and more damage in, and now in comes the Mutalisk as well. So the Marines now continuing to fight back here, taking down another one of those units, as now the scanner sweep, and now Xlord is in a bit of trouble. The Mutalisk could have gone after those siege tanks in the back, but no, didn't go after them, went after the Marines. And there are a decent number of Marines down over here too, so Strelok being very careful with this push, and with Xlord not having enough Mutalisk to really fight back. This push is just going to be slowly inching its way forward. And this is exactly what Strelok wants to do. He wants to make sure that there's no creep as those Banelings. Oh, 2 Banelings getting in a lot of damage there. And now those Hellions simply getting taken down. But the Marines are still coming in back and forth. The Queen now coming in as well. The Mutalisk trying to shoot down, or the Marines were trying to shoot down the Mutalisk, but that was a very dangerous play, as another hatchery being built over here by Xlord, but unable to transfer any drones over, and that is going to be a problem. The Mutalisk now trying to come in over here, but there are still so many Marines in the back. The Banelings simply rolling through, trying to finish off, able to get some damage onto those siege tanks, but with so many Marines behind that siege tank line there, and no real army for Xlord, there's the GG. So Xlord losing 2-0 to Mousesports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 3 series. Strelok winning 2 games, 2-0 here on Terminus Ray. The Game 3 link obviously is not the real Game 3 link. I'm just being forced to put that up there, as I want to control the number of casts I am forced to do right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 game.